Hi, Shu. Hi, Devin. Welcome.
Hello, hello. Can everyone hear?
Yes.
No funny noises today?
Just don't move the cable. Keep the cable in its place. That's all.
I couldn't hear what you said now.
I said don't move the cable. Just keep the microphone in its place and try not to move it too much.
Okay. I'm sorry, do later. I knew you're a do later. Did I get the new one? Let's see. Well, hello everyone. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. That means the year has opened. Congratulations to everyone. It is an auspicious time, new beginnings. We've had a light dusting of snow here in Scuba, and it's beautiful. Just enough, not too much. I want to say that our theme today is, what is our theme? We are discussing the echo, which is our dedication that you will hear after our chanting today. The dedication of merit. What does that mean? And I hope to go through it and show you that there's a lot you might miss there. Some very profound guidance, and a lot of our philosophy here in our Sangha is contained in there. So I hope that's a beneficial trip for you. In the meantime, I hope that all of you are having a peaceful time. I guess not too many people are working yet, so you have plenty of time for sitting. That's good, but also time for family and just to enjoy this beautiful time of year. The sky is blue today without a cloud to be seen, and I hope that is maybe a symbol for what our Zazen will be today. Okay, well, let's get the year started. Yay! Yippee! Better here than some wild party, I'm telling you guys, right? Okay. If you've been here before, you know what to do, and if it's your first time, just follow along. Very good. I believe we're in your good hands, Kodiki. Kote today, right?
Yes.
Very good.
Makahanya haramita shingyo kanji 사이보 사츠교진 한야하라미타지 쇼켄고 온카이크도 이사이크 야크샤리시 시키푸이 크크푸이 시키 서쿠제 크크 서쿠제 시키주 서교 시키 야크분 요제 샤리시 세쇼 크소프 쇼프 메츠프 크푸조 푸소프 겐제 코크슈무 시키무주 소교 시키무겐니비세신니 무시키 쇼코미 소쿠오 무겐 카이나이 시무이 시키카이 무무묘 야쿠무무묘 진나이 시무로시 야쿠무로시 진무쿠슈 무츠로 무시 야쿠무 토쿠이 무쇼토코 보다이 사타이 한야하라미타코 신무케게무케게코 무크푸언리 이사이텐도 무소크교네 한잔제 쇼부트에 한야하라미타코 토쿠아 노쿠타라산 мя쿠산 보다이 코지 한야하라미타 제다이 진시 제다이 묘시 제무조시 제무토도시 노조이 사이크 진지츠 fukoku setsu 한야하라미타시 사쿠setsu 슈vatsu gyate gyate 하라 gyate 하라소 gyate 보지 소아카 한야신교. The identity of relative and absolute. The mind of the great sage of India is intimately conveyed west and east, while human faculties are both wise or dull. In the way there are no northern and southern ancestors. The subtle source shines clear in the light, the branching streams flow in the dark. To be attached to things is primordial illusion. To encounter the absolute is not yet enlightenment. All spheres, every sense and field intermingle even as they shine alone, interacting even as they merge, yet keeping their places in expressions of their own. Sights differ primarily in shape and character, and sounds in harsh and soothing tones. The dark makes all words one, the brightness distinguishes good and bad phrases. The four elements return to their true nature as a child turns to its mother. Fire is hot, water is wet, wind moves and the earth is dense. Eye and form, ear and sound, nose and smell, tongue and taste, the sweet and sour, each independent of the other, like leaves that come from the same root. And though leaf and root must go back to the source, both roots and leaf have their own uses. Light is also darkness, but do not think of it as darkness. Darkness is light, do not see it as light. Light and darkness are not one, not two, like the foot before and the foot behind and walking. Each thing has its own being, which is not different from its place and function. The relative fits the absolute as a box and its lid. The absolute meets the relative like two arrow points that touch in midair. Hearing this, simply perceive what is, make no criterion. If you do not see the way, you do not see it even if you walk upon it. Walking forward in the way, you draw no nearer, progress no farther. One who fails to see this truth is mountains and rivers away. Listen, those who would perceive the subtle matter, live well your time by night and day. Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, reality existing right here now. In reciting the heart of the perfection of Great Wisdom Sutra and the identity of relative and absolute, we dedicate our sincere efforts to Shakyamuni Buddha, honored one, the historical Buddha and teacher, and to those ancestral teachers, Eihei Dogen, honored one, Soshi Keisan, honored one, all successive honored ones up until Zuigaku Rempo, honored one, and Gudo Wafu, honored one, and to all other honored ones throughout history, same yet diverse honored ones whose names have been forgotten or left unsaid. We also dedicate these efforts to the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, to all awakened ones and teachers in all places and times. We especially seek tranquility and well-being for all creatures now suffering or ill in health. May they be serene through all their ills. May their lives be at peace and wisdom pervade the darkness of ignorance. We dedicate our hopes and aspirations to all victims of war and violence and natural events, to the injured and to all families touched by these tragedies, to the healing of hatred in all countries and among all peoples, to the wisdom and compassion of our world leaders, to the peace of the world and harmony of all beings. Thus let the harmful effects of words, thoughts, and actions be dispelled and compassion bloom in perpetual spring, where we all realize and live the enlightened way together. All Buddhas throughout space and time. All Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Maha Prajna, Paramita,
Zazen? Kinhin. Zazen? Kinhin. have a talk? Let me get up there. I'm getting better at this, I think. I've been practicing. See,
There is something with your microphone.
dangerous
No,
part.
not anymore.
Can you hear okay? All right. Okay. There you go. Okay. Well, for the little talk here, you can sit and relax, or have some tea, or sit zazen, or a little of everything. Uh, just good. Everyone looks attentive. Can we have the verse to open the sutras, please?
Jundo, there is something with your microphone. There is a feedback.
Again! That's what I was asking. We have to work on that this month. Okay. Now?
Now it's better. Yeah, it's gone.
How's now? Okay?
Yeah, it is. Don't touch it.
1 second. Okay. We have to go wireless finally around here. All right.
The Dharma, incomparably profound and infinitely subtle, is always encountered but rarely perceived. Now we see, hear, receive, and maintain this, where we all realize the Tathagata's true meaning. The Dharma, incomparably profound and infinitely subtle, is always encountered but rarely perceived. Now we see, hear, receive, and maintain this, where we all realize the Tathagata's true meaning. The Dharma, incomparably profound and infinitely subtle, is always encountered but rarely perceived. Now we see, hear, receive, and maintain this, where we all realize the Tathagata's true meaning.
Lovely. Well, our topic today is one of those things that we do every time, but perhaps don't pay it as much attention as we should. I was looking back, and I don't think that I can remember I've given a talk specifically on the echo before. I was trying to look in our vast archives of coming up to 20 years, and I don't see it. But even if I have, it's always good to look back from time to time. The echo are those words of dedication that we recite as part of our ceremony, usually after the Heart Sutra, or today after the Heart Sutra and the Sandokai, the identity of relative and absolute, and we dedicate the merit. Now, who and what are we dedicating the merit to? Well, we could say to all the suffering sentient beings. This is thus known as a dedication of merit, but it's a dedication of the karma, you see, the karma that we've earned by doing good today. And really, in Mahayana Buddhism, all our practice, everything we do, even without these words, should be dedicated not to ourselves, but to all the suffering sentient beings, which of course includes ourselves, but includes the whole world. this is very important, and sometimes I think we forget this in Buddhism, where people are coming to meditate so they feel better and meditate so they have a realization. But part of that involves giving it away, giving it to others, and really, it's okay if you feel some benefit for yourself. I'm not saying you have to, feel bad about your practice and truly get no benefit from it yourself. But the point is that all we do, everything, including every time we sit zazen or chant or light the incense or bow or just what we do in our life, everything should be dedicated to others. Self and others are not two, after all, but the Bodhisattva takes the vow to save all sentient beings, and that's part of what we're doing here. Now, there's a little win-win situation here traditionally. Now, in karma, in the traditional view, when we do good, we, get a few points in the karmic bank account. And when we do bad, quite the opposite. And perhaps in the next life, in traditional view, this pays off. Sometimes in this life, sometimes in the next life, or a life after that. What goes around comes around. If you do good, good will come back to you. And if you do bad, you know what that means. You're going to come back as a worm, or maybe go to one of the fiery hells, if you have traditional beliefs. If you have traditional beliefs. But even if you don't, we see in this world how, let's be honest, people who act nasty tend to get nasty back in their lives. Not always. People who do good and have a good attitude tend to go through even the tough times in life with wisdom and compassion. And it doesn't, always work. And you see bad things happen to good people because life is sometimes just, what happens? But generally, how much suffering we see people bring upon themselves and bring to the people around them through their ugly actions. So I believe in that kind of karma for sure. I don't know about hells in the next life, but I see people make hells for themselves and the people around them in this one. But the idea of dedicating merit is you can take a little of that good karma in your bank account and give it to others. Give it to others. Specific people, you can dedicate it to your grandma. You could dedicate it to the guy down the street, or just to the world. This is a major idea throughout Asian Mahayana Buddhism especially, that all this karma you get, you give to others. But here's the kicker. Some Buddhist accountant must have figured this out, because talk about a tax loophole here. When you give it away, you get twice back. The more you give, the more you get. Then you got more, you give that away, and you're exponentially getting karma here. It's win-win for everybody. It works out really good. So that's why actually it's become a little crazy in some parts of Asian Buddhism that people are trying to earn karma and give karma away, and it's become, sometimes even to me, too much the focus of Buddhism. But that's a little off our topic today. Today is a dedication of merit. We are dedicating the karma from this, and it's just one of those coincidences that the name in English really sounds like the name in Chinese, Japanese, echo, because it's what goes out and comes back. Or I like to say, what goes around comes around. That's what the kanji, the Chinese characters actually kind of mean. What you do kind of reverberates and goes around like an echo. Now today's echo, one of the beautiful things I want to look at is, it's really a statement about why we're here, our theme. Our priests are going to have our big January meeting in a couple of days, and we're going to talk about what's the theme of tree leaf. And this is part of it, because it's really right here, because what you're going to see is there's the traditional, there's the modern, there's the honoring others, there's the gratitude, there's the service to others, and hoping for a better world. It's all in here. And as we go through, I hope we just don't say these words like we do every week. We really get the chance to look at what they mean. Okay? Where does it begin? Now, I got to tell you, one of the things about this is that I modernized it a little when I wrote this about 20 years ago for tree leaf. How did I modernize it? I'll point it out as we go through, but there were some points where I thought the language was a little old-fashioned or referred to some kinds of deities. We'll talk about it in a second. And I thought, well, we don't have to be so specific about who we're referring to. So I modernized the language a little, but I kept the traditional too. This is not only the theme of modern Soto Zen Buddhism in general, where we're taking the tradition and trying to update it for current society in the world, but it is certainly the philosophy of our tree leaf Sangha, where we are as traditional can be, yet we have our feet firmly planted in the modern world. Which is the correct translation? Whenever you have a translation or an interpretation, there's always the personal aspect of the translator who's trying to be faithful to the original, but yet is expressing a certain truth. Which is the best translation? Does San Francisco Zen Center have the best translation? Does the Soto Shu English official translation, is that the best translation? My answer is yes. All of them. They're all basically the same if you look at them, but they have small differences. They're all expressing or emphasizing certain parts, but they're all beautiful. There's no right answer here. Okay? So, let's start. Buddha nature pervades the whole universe. Well, we know what that is. The great wholeness, the great Buddha is everywhere, including in you, in me, including even that ugly situation in the world. It's there everywhere, but sometimes to us, it's obscured. What we're doing as we practice and sit Zazen is trying to uncover the fact in our hearts that this truly is everywhere. All right? Buddha nature is everywhere in the whole universe. It is in the reality existing right here now. It's also in your life, your room, with the people in your world, in your situation, in your problems, in the situation in the news, the ugly war across the world. It's in all this. Now, our practice is to realize how all the complexity, all the troubles and beauty of this world too, both the beauty and the ugliness and everything in between, is this whole Buddha nature, but sometimes we have to say in other guise, hard to see. Our practice is to uncover it. For example, I see several people here with their little, sometimes big, health issues. Very hard to recognize. Is it your karma coming back from a previous life? Maybe. I don't want to comment on that. But whatever it is, this is the reality existing right here now, and to the wise and compassionate eye, we can find Buddha nature in it. So the first sentence just is our basic reason for practicing what Zen and all of Buddhism is about. So in reciting the heart of the perfection of Great Wisdom Sutra and the identity of relative and absolute, that's what we did today, we dedicate our sincere efforts to. Most translations say we dedicate the merit to, or something like that, or we dedicate the karma to. I tried to modernize or make a little more down to earth the wording here, and I said we dedicate our sincere efforts to, because it is truly in Buddhism the intent that counts. If you do good, it's not only doing good, it's that you volitionally wish and try to do good, even if it doesn't always turn out. So it's our sincere effort that, to me, is at the heart of what is called karma. So we've dedicated our sincere efforts to, and this is when we get into the ancestors. Very Asian, thanking our ancestors. It's a very long list. I took a count. I believe I'm 91. Bjorn, you probably know this better than me. Am I number 92? I think I'm number. I'm the 92nd ancestor from Shakyamuni. Guys impressed? Well, okay. Every Soto Zen or other Buddhist priest is the something something ancestor, and I think all the priests, I was looking at the lineages, I think these days they're all pretty much between in the 80th generation to 100th generation. I'm kind of in the middle there. So I believe I'm the 91st actually, 91st ancestor, give or take. Why is that important? I say this many times. We, during our Rohats retreat, recite the full list of ancestors. And it's a very long list. Most of those names, I don't know. Even I can go back. We have an excellent historian in Nishijima Roshi's lineage who has traced our personal lineage back about 5 generations and found some other people along the way, found some old photographs of some people. It's a bit like knowing who your grandfather and great-grandfather is. You might know a name. You might hear an old story from the old world, how they emigrated somewhere, their experience. But it gets very fuzzy very quickly. And occasionally, maybe if you really chase your roots, you'll find, oh my gosh, I'm related to actor Rock Hudson. I'm not. I'm just saying, or I'm the second cousin once removed of George III or something. You may learn things along the way, but we don't know a lot about these people. And another secret that's no secret in modern history, when you get back beyond about 1,000 years, it starts to get fuzzy, and between you and me, a little iffy. That means that, okay, 1,000 years, let's say, pretty good, okay, guys? 1,000 years, all right? Going back about even more, like to 800, okay, we got a pretty good identity of like actual historical people. And before that, it looks like a little bit of a karmic cut and paste job. I'm going to say it honestly. They took people to trace back to Buddha, people who maybe never actually met, a couple of them who maybe actually never lived, certainly a couple of folks who were not Zen people at all, more than a couple, and they strung them together like a string of pearls to make a connection back to Shakyamuni. Is that a problem? Well, maybe if you were a traditionalist in the old days, it was a problem. How dare you say this is not the actual way it was. To me, it's no problem at all. Why? It represents somebody, sometime, many somebodies, who kept this flame going from India to China to Japan and now to you. I don't know my great-great-great-grandfather. And apparently, from what I see, by modern geology, when you get back, don't you start having, let's say, 2 to 4 to 8 ancestors, and 16, and 32? Pretty soon, you're related to everybody in New Jersey. I mean, it's just, or all of Germany, Cote. You're probably, somehow related to everybody within 1,000 square miles somehow. All our ancestors actually expand. It's not a single line. There are countless people we don't know about. Some may be good people, some maybe not good people, but they are why we are here today. So this list represents somebody, some tradition, in a tradition, by the way, that changed through the times. Indian Buddhism was not exactly like Zen Buddhism. There are aspects of Indian Buddhism that certainly are Zen Buddhism, and Zen is as Buddhist can be, but when it got to China, it got to Japan, now when it comes to us, it does evolve. It's like a growing thing. It's organic, it's a flower. So these people were not only the keepers of the tradition, they were the developers of the tradition. The people who added new things, adapted for new cultures. This is who we're celebrating. Okay? So it's a living thing, this tradition. So we may not know all the names, but we know many of them. And you're going to see an example right here. We start off, of course, with the big boss. The man, Shakyamuni, Buddha honored one, and I added the historical Buddha and teacher to bring him down to earth again. As far as I'm concerned, we are honoring not just the Buddha in the sky. We said the Buddha nature pervades the whole universe. That's true. But this is Buddha, the historical Buddha and teacher who lived like you and me. He was in India. He grew old. He died. He was flesh and blood. And then from him, we come to our ancestral teachers. Eihei Dogen honored one. Soji Keizan honored one. This also represented a change. Dogen went to China, brought Chinese Soto Zen to Japan, made it the Japanese thing. Keizan adapted that. Little footnote. My teacher Nishijima was not a big Keizan fan. He was about Dogen. Dogen. Let's get back to Dogen. He called his Sangha Dogen Sangha. Why didn't he like Keizan? As far as he was concerned, Dogen was about Zazen and our way of sitting Zazen. And Keizan added a bunch of stuff. Keizan was a big popularizer. He, with all due respect to Dogen, he had him and his 20 students, and it never would have gotten much further than that, maybe. Keizan was, how to say, the popular face of Soto Zen. And because of him, it spread far and wide. What did he do? Well, he added a lot of things that would not be considered strictly about Zazen. He added ceremonies and even exorcisms and chanting for, hey, your kid's sick, I'll chant for that. And your crop's going to grow, let's chant for that. And he went out and spread far and wide with temples, catering to what the people needed for their hearts. First, I didn't like it either. But then I realized he is giving medicine to suffering sentient beings. Maybe not everybody can practice Zazen. Especially in the old days, these were people, peasants, with their daily occupations. Who has time to sit around? They need a chant. My kid's sick. There's no doctor. This is the 14th century. There's no hospital. Give me a chant, priest. And the priest would chant and help the parents at least feel better. This is what a priest does too. So I'm, how to say, a lot more open to Keizan than I used to be. And we honor Keizan. Then we abbreviate the list because otherwise our ceremony would go on quite a bit. And we get down to Zuegaku Rempo honored one and Guda Wafu honored one. That's my grandfather, Zuegaku Rempo, and Guda Wafu. We're spending a minute here too. Zuegaku Rempo, that's his calligraphy right over my shoulder, you see up there, hanging up there. It says, watch. He was a great calligrapher. He was Mr. Traditional. If there is a Pope of Soto Zen, he was the Pope. He was the head priest of all Soto Zen and the abbot of Dogen's temple Eiheiji. You don't get more mainstream than this guy, and he was also the defender of conservatism. I don't like that book, Zen at War, by Brian Victoria. I'm very critical of it. But in the first page of that book, Rempo Niwa is there saying, Brian, stop protesting the Vietnam War. We're priests. He's Mr. Conservative. Don't step on toes. I'm telling you, this guy was Mr. Traditional. That was a long time ago. My teacher comes along, who is anything but traditional. My teacher is not about monasteries. My teacher is out in the world. My teacher is about the working person, like us, being able to practice this and even being priests. My teacher translates Dogen into the vernacular, into modern Japanese and even English, so everyone can understand. My teacher thinks that Sotoshu, which Niwa is the head of, has fallen into what he called funeral culture. Too much for funeral ceremonies, which is one of those things that people do to popularize Zen and cater to the needs of people, but too much, not enough Zazen. My teacher is the exact opposite of Niwa. Why would Niwa give Dharma transmission to my teacher? Because Mr. Traditional, Mr. Mainstream knew that if you didn't have that kind of reformist and revolutionary in the Sotoshu, it becomes a dead tradition. Niwa, Mr. Monastery, said we need Zen outside the monastery too. And that's why the Pope of Popes, Mr. Conservative, ordained the Mandami of Zen. You know the guy who was just the mayor of New York? That's what Niwa is. Nishijima was he was a radical, bringing it outside the door. So here we honor Zuegaku Rempo and Nishijima. And then, because there are teachers everywhere, and there are all kinds of teachers. Not all are priests. There are so many teachers in our lives. We just say to all other honored ones throughout history, same yet diverse honored ones, whose names have been forgotten or left unsaid. Little story here too about modernizing. Originally, this was just to the all-male lineage, the traditional lineage. Sorry, no girls allowed. You know, it's a celebrate tradition. And it just happened that the men's students had other men's students. And the list is all male. And they were celibate. We don't know their own gender identity or anything like that. We don't think that way, but it just so happens it's all man, 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 man. Well, a couple of decades ago, the women teachers started saying, hey, what about the women? And they went and did their homework and found the names of some fantastic teachers, some of the best teachers, priests, who are women. So they made a women's list of ancestors to recognize those who did not get recognition. So we changed it to say, male and female honored ones whose names have been forgotten or left unsaid. And then in recent years, people said, hey, even though people didn't talk about it in the past, there were probably people of all kinds of different identity, LGBTQ. And who knows who else struggled to find a door. In our Sangha, we honor the disabled ancestors. We call them sometimes disabled or differently abled. Why? Most had doors closed to them. If you were too ill, you had no chance to practice. You couldn't go on Zoom and practice. You had to get to the monastery and live as a monk. It wasn't a social services organization. You had to carry your weight. It was a struggle. It was difficult for most disabled people. Even if they got in there, sometimes they met great discrimination. People saying, for example, oh, you're paralyzed because of your karma, right? It's from a previous life. And they met certain kinds of discrimination like that, and they still do. So this also includes, and in our Sangha, we open the door to, it's our specialty, the people, and I see a couple of faces around here, the people who met obstacles in traditional training, But welcome home, guys. Here you are. And girls and whatever else you are, welcome home. Okay? There you are. We only make one kind of discrimination here. Good people and people who don't act so nice. That's all we make that's our only, and we don't even say, by the way, there's no bad people in Zen. People who act badly. They're poison too, remember that. They're deluded too. It's not their fault. Okay, let's see, checking time. We also dedicate these efforts to the three treasures: Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Buddha means the man in India. It also kind of means the Buddha, we say the big Buddha, which is the whole, all of reality, the whole wholeness, the flowing wholeness is my little term for it. That's Buddha too. We dedicate to that. We dedicate to Dharma. Dharma means the teachings of the Buddha about all of reality. And we dedicate to the Sangha, which is us, because this is a path about community. Can you hear that? Yeah, that's our oil heater. It's a tradition here in the winter that we Love Me Tender by Elvis. Yes, that's what you heard. Japanese oil heaters are great. Okay? And then just we say we dedicate to all awakened ones and teachers in all places and times. Not everybody who's awakened, I say, has to be a teacher or even a priest. Awakened ones are everywhere. And even those people who do badly, here's a little thing for you too. The people in this world who do harm, the people that do destruction and violence and angry things, also teachers. They may not be awakened ones, but they're also Buddha and teachers in there somewhere. Don't forget that. Okay, what's next? We especially seek tranquility and well-being for all creatures now suffering or ill in health. And nothing needs to be explained there. May they be serene, peaceful through all their ills. May their lives be at peace and wisdom pervade the darkness of ignorance. I don't think there's anything really to explain there. It's just beautiful. A lot of this, by the way, my mentor, Doshin Cantor, took me under wing. He was a member of the White Plum, Maizumi Roshi's lineage. And a lot of this was from their version of the echo. I believe this was from that too, that language, that particular language. I kept it. And now he would dedicate to all the people who are suffering. We dedicate our hopes and aspirations. This is again my modern choice of words. Our hopes and aspirations, whatever we're dedicated to, we certainly hope and aspire that this happens. May it happen. Oh, by the way, before I get into this, I got to tell you about my hypocrisy. I almost skipped it off. We're dedicating to all the teachers. I cut out one thing. You may see it. I put the traditional version up there from the Soto Shu. There's dedications to all kinds of spirits and gods and protective deities. Okay? People think that Buddhism, especially Zen, very modern, scientific, rational. We're not a religion, we're a philosophy. We may be a science, a school of psychology. Baloney. It's a religion. This was like, you're talking about people 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago. You think it was better in the European Middle Ages than the Japanese or Chinese Middle Ages? No. And who knows? These people in those days, they want to know why there are earthquakes, why good things happen, what keeps the monastery from burning down. So they're chanting to the fire protective god and the earth deity and every other protective god you can think of, all the little spirits. I live in Japan. Within 100 yards of here, there's all kinds of little, some of them Buddhist, but some of them Shinto shrines to all the little local gods and spirits. And this is an agricultural area. They keep the crops growing and they bring the rain, and today they brought the snow, and we got earthquakes, baby. You got your earth protective god. Okay, I changed it, I took it out. right? I'm a modernist. And I'm also a hypocrite. I confess. 2 days ago, it's New Year's. What do you do in New Year's? You go and give your first respects to the local Shinto shrine or the local temple. Every year, I take my family. You can go to the big one. We have big Shinto shrines and temples here, but I just go in the neighborhood here. Within walking distance here, there are 20 and 30 little Buddhist and Shinto altars and shrines, and we make a tour of the neighborhood. On the north side of my house is a 500-year-old Shinto shrine, right on next to my house, on the north border, and then there's a little Shinto shrine with a torii gate, beautiful, 500 years old. And we go there every year, and we bow, and I toss a little coin there. But matter of fact, I only had 10 yen this year. I made my kid run back to the house because I didn't want to shortchange the god. You know, you can't, don't, you know. All right? And I bow, okay? And right on the corner of my property, I have another little shrine to another earth protective god. This is an earthquake place, okay? I'm bowing. Why? It can't hurt, okay? I don't, all right? Can't hurt. Why take a chance? All right? So I kind of go there, I wink. I say, you know, I hope nobody sees me. And no, we make this tour every year. Is there a power there? It's a power of people's hearts. Does the earth protective God keep my house from falling down? Hey, we get some earthquakes here. You guys know, you've heard about these Japanese earthquakes. My house is still here. That's all I'm going to say. Enough said, okay? All right. Anyway, but we dedicate our hopes and aspirations, this is important in this world, to all victims of war and violence and natural events, to the injured and to all families touched by these tragedies, to the healing of hatred in all countries and among all peoples. We don't take sides. We want peace from all people. I don't care if you're Palestinian or Israeli or Russian or Ukrainian. We hate the violence. Okay? Now people have to defend themselves. All right? That's different. We recognize people have to defend themselves. We feel that some people act worse than other people in certain situations. Some people may truly be more victims, and some people be more aggressors. Fine. But we're against the violence. We're against the poison of anger, you see. That's the real enemy. Human inhumanity to other humans is the real enemy. We have our hopes and aspirations for the wisdom and compassion of our world leaders. Oh boy, enough said. No names. We don't take sides. All the world leaders. To the peace of the world and harmony of all beings. What can be wrong with that? So, thus let the harmful effects of our words, thoughts, and actions be dispelled. In other words, fancy language, kept it a little fancy there. May the effects of our bad words, our bad thoughts, our bad actions go away. And may compassion bloom in perpetual spring. This was again from the Maizumi Roshi's lineage. I kept it. I just loved it. May compassion bloom in perpetual spring. It's just a beautiful, beautiful poetic phrase. May we all realize and live the enlightened way together. And then we all chant. This is the traditional ending. All Buddhas throughout space and time. There are Buddhas everywhere, not just the Buddha in India. Even the ugly person I told you is Buddha in a sense. Everything, if you're some interpretations of Mahayana Buddhism, everything is a Buddha. And Buddha, you can't look around without seeing Buddha. All right, that's how Buddha's everywhere. All bodhisattvas, mahasattvas. Bodhisattvas are basically wise, enlightened beings. And I used to think this was two groups, that the mahasattvas, who are they? Why are the mahasattvas the bodhisattvas, or the mahasattvas on their own? Mahasattvas just mean great beings. There's actually a little debate about this, but probably it just means the bodhisattvas, man, those wise enlightened beings, those great guys, those great people. That's all that means. That's why the bodhisattvas, the mahasattvas are the bodhisattvas. By the way, you're a bodhisattva. Anyone who does good to help the sentient being is a bodhisattva and a great being. Maha, hail the great, prajna paramita, the perfection of wisdom, the wisdom of seeing through the chaos of this world to enlightenment. That is our echo. Now, we're okay for time a little bit here. Any questions or comments or suggested changes in the echo? We can update it. Anybody have anything? No? No? And this is the point. I can't figure if people just don't have questions because my explanation was so clear, or I've left people so stunned and speechless they actually are just have nothing to say. But I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it. Silence is always good in Zen. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. All right. Happy New Year. Let's close the sutras.
May the merits of these teachings penetrate into each thing in all places, so that we and every sentient beings together may realize the Buddha's way. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Maha, Prajna, Paramita.
I'll just mention by chance, the chant and Elvis blended perfectly this time. I left one thing out. I do just want to say one more footnote. The thing about peace of the world, world leaders, this is from Bernie Glassman, the great socially active Roshi, and his Zen Peacemaker Society. That is from them, and Mitch Cantor, my mentor, was a member of that, and we keep it in our chant too. That's where that came from. Okay, everybody, we're just going to have a stretch now for a few minutes. All right, so get up, shake your boogie thing, and do what you do. Move what moves. If it doesn't move, don't move it. I'm going to try to get off here now. This is the other heart. Get up here. Okay, I'm up. Okay. Have a stretch. We have our yoga fella here, don't we? Say again. Yeah. You can give us a quick one yoga stretch here. What do you recommend? Okay, I'm going to appoint you officially. If you're here for our long Zazenkai each month, you're going to officially give us a 1 minute stretch here. Okay? All right, let's see. What do you got? What are we supposed to do?
Do a couple quick side bends, I think. Just arms up overhead.
Arms up. Okay.
One way and then lean the other way.
Okay.
Then just shake those arms out.
All right, shake. Oh, I'm losing my kesa here. Zazen, and we will also be reciting a New Year's metaverse at the end. Zazen. We will now recite the metta verses. You may continue to sit Zazen and just listen as it flows through you, or you may recite along. As this is the new year, we will chant especially for people who are experiencing new beginnings or need a new beginning. We begin with ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that, but remember it's for all sentient beings. May I be free of suffering. Really feel this. May I feel safe and still. May I be free of enmity. Enmity means hate. May I be loving, grateful, and kind, grateful for all of it. All of it. May I be healthy, and because not always healthy, may I be at peace in all my ills. I think I got that wrong. May I be content in all my ills. May I be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Now for someone you love, can be more than one person, it's okay. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. May they be loving, grateful, and kind. May they be healthy and at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Okay? Then someone who's a friend, think of a friend who's experiencing a new beginning or could use one. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. May they be loving, grateful, and kind. May they be healthy, and because they're not right now, at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Now for a stranger, someone you may have passed in the street, on the streetcar, anywhere. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. May they be loving, grateful, and kind. May they be healthy and at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Okay, next is for the hard one, the person who may be doing wrongs or has done great wrongs to you, to those you love, to the world. Why do we chant this? Because if they were truly healthy and at peace, if they were truly content in their hearts, they would not do or would not have done that. As simple as that. And if it's too late for them, we're chanting for those like them who may do wrong in the future. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity, especially in this case. May they be loving, oh boy, grateful and kind. May they be healthy in body and mind, and at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Finally, we chant for all sentient beings everywhere. May we be free of suffering. May we feel safe and still. May we be free of enmity. May we all be loving, grateful, and kind. May we be healthy and at ease in all our ills. May we all be at peace together, embracing all conditions of life. Let us sit. We will now recite the verse of atonement and the 4 vows.
All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. To save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable.
Just one more footnote. We'll dedicate today to my teacher, Nishijima Roshi. Where is he? There he is. When I said he was like Mandami in New York, that wasn't a political statement. As a matter of fact, his views, he was quite, how to say, a 90-year-old man when it came to those things. But I meant as a reformer within Sotoshu. That wasn't a political statement. Okay, I just wanted to say that. But anyway, this was our new year. And our words of metta, may your year be like that. May there be peace and contentment and health and all the good things to all of you. So a lovely, lovely new day, new morning, and new year to you. See you guys around the homestead. Okay? I love the heart. See you guys. Bionkote, would you stick around for a second?
Yes. Thanks, everyone.
See you guys. I'm going to just post, ask you to pick out, if you would, or anybody, a good wireless microphone. It's time. I was going to just get a cable, but we might as well go wireless here because I'm tired of tripping over. Look at this.